This is 303bigsale.com, and I'm going to break down why it's probably time for you to buy a smart TV and stop going to the movie theaters. First off, we're going to go over screen quality here. We're looking at a Samsung LED TV. It's the number one TV retailer in the world right now as far as LED technology goes. So if you'll take a look over here at the LEDs, there's three different kinds. You got an LED, LED Plus, and full LED Slim. As you go through, as more and more of the screen becomes a little more individual, the better quality you're going to get. So a basic one is backlit. This one is broken down into more little squares, and this one has a bunch of hundreds of little squares right there, so you can control the picture and the quality a little bit better, and it kind of adjusts a little bit better as well. So going to the theater used to be a huge experience because that's where you were getting the best technology out there, and that's where you were going to go see big budget movies. And it used to be like TV and TV networks didn't throw as much money at shows. But now that streaming technology has become so great, the gap between big budget movies and what you can catch on Netflix and Hulu has shrank down. And now that movie theaters cost more than ever to go to, it makes more sense to just invest into a smart TV rather than going to a theater, spending $15 on a ticket, buying a large popcorn for another $10, and then buying a drink for $5. Oftentimes, if you go on a movie date, you're going to end up spending about $40, $50 for 2 hours when you could just stay home with your smart TV, which comes internet ready out of the box, and really just watch whatever you want. Because they come internet ready out of the box, a lot of these smart TVs, they come with applications, like your favorite applications like Facebook, YouTube, Netflix. And with Netflix, you just pay a monthly fee and you can watch unlimited movies and shows. Now, some people might say that getting a Netflix subscription isn't that great because it doesn't always have the movies that you want to watch. Well, Netflix is now throwing a lot of money at funding shows that aren't released in theaters and movies that aren't released in theaters. Have you ever heard of the show Marco Polo? Not many people have. It's about Genghis Khan. It was just recently released on Netflix. I highly suggest it, but it mostly went unnoticed. But Netflix threw $100 million at the show that hardly anybody watched. So if they're going to throw $100 million at that show, they definitely have money to burn. Okay, so the more subscribers they're getting, the more willing they're going to be throwing money at these big budget shows. It used to be, it wasn't until Lost came around, I think in 2007 or 8, that shows were like, well, you know what? It's okay to throw money at TV shows. They used to be cheap, and now shows are just as big budget as movies, and even bigger budget than movies. If you look at a show like Game of Thrones, it costs $8 to $10 million an episode, and that is movie quality in your living room. You don't have to go to a movie to catch something that good anymore. And as you can see with this screen quality and Avatar showing on it, you're going to get a really good viewing experience as well. So among all that, if you stop going to the theater for maybe even a span of 3 to 6 months, you can get a pretty decent smart TV and have it ready right out of the box and watching Netflix, going on Facebook, going on Instagram. You know, the second you buy it, it's not complicated to set up. It often takes only a couple buttons to press, and then you're good to go. And also, there's no wires for you to trip on. There's no wires for your dog or your cat to get tangled into. Your living room looks less cluttered, and it's just an all-around better viewing experience. And if you're not tech savvy, like I said, they make this really, really simple. There are software updates, so oftentimes you're not really going to have to worry about it going out of date. There is some freezing sometimes, just like a computer. These TVs are becoming more and more like computers, and they do need to multitask. So if you have your Pandora up and you want to check your Facebook, and I mean, there is a possibility that it might freeze sometimes, but overall, it's a pretty good experience all around. So right now, you're probably wondering, should I buy a smart TV? These other TVs are cheaper. Why should I buy a smart TV? Well, the gap's closing as well. Like, a smart TV is usually about $100 more than a regular TV, and then you're kind of worrying, oh, well, I'm going to have to update in about a year. That's not so anymore. So when TVs first came out, they were black and white, and every new generation had a little bit better quality and screens and viewings. Remember those giant big screen TVs that would have taken a team of movers to move out of your house? Well, one, you don't have that problem anymore, and we've reached the saturation point with what our eyes can pick up. Our eyes can only pick up so much. Sure, of course, there is 4K and it has 8 million pixels. Almost looks fake, and that's great technology, but you shouldn't be rushing to get a 4K TV just yet, because not every format supports it. So you can reasonably buy a smart TV like the Samsung and stick with it for about 4 to 7 years, and your screen quality is just going to be, I mean, it's going to be good enough. I don't know how much better it's going to get than this as far as video games go, and basically it's come down to not screen quality, but what colors and shades you prefer. Do you prefer darker colors? Do you prefer brighter colors? Different manufacturers are going to cover different colors of in the spectrum a little bit more. Some of them are better for video games. The Samsung is kind of a do-it-all and one-size-fits-all, but if you're more of a video gamer, you might want to do a little bit more research into which TVs are better for that, which TVs are better for movies. But overall, like I said, you're going to get a similar viewing experience across all smart TVs. So that's going to be it, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And then also, if you need help with financing a TV, go to 303bigsale.com. We're local in Denver, and we can help you get financed for as little as $10 down. Thank you guys, and have a good day.